to the show. Are we all up for a good night? I can't hear you. Ladies and gentlemen, are we all up for a good night? As your warm-up act is about to come to the stage, please go wild and crazy. So your warm-up act, Mr. Jack Penley, everybody. Evening working, how we all doing? Let's have a bit more noise than that. Evening working, how we all doing? Yeah, sounds more like it. It's good to be here, guys. I actually got stuck on my way up. I got a little bit lost, stuck in Whitehaven. Yeah, not nice at all. I find it quite fascinating actually how these little rivalries form. This one in particular, I've done quite a bit of research on this. Not a lot of people know this, but what happened was, way back in like medieval times, the good people who worked in there, they were terrified about invaders coming in from that way. So they all got together and they decided that they'd each take their mom child, because everyone had a mom back then, and they just abandoned it in Whitehaven. Which was genius, because what happened was the invaders turned up looking to rape and pillage, seen the state of them fuckers, and just turned back around. Genius! I actually carry a lot of trauma. I do work and earn from my child, well, not so much my childhood, more like my teen years. I picked a lot up from school discos. Who remembers them? Yeah, like the school disco goers. I don't know why they called it a disco, because a more accurate description would have been a snogging and fingering workshop. Wasn't it? Like the only people there who weren't fingering were the bouncers and the socially retarded kids. Who were probably not bouncers. Now, I was never allowed to go to these until the very end of year 11. And by that point in time, I got myself a girlfriend who was a regular practitioner in these workshops, a bit of a slag. So in the build-up to me going, she knew I was going, and she knew that I knew she wanted fingering. And I was fucking dreading it. Honestly, my anxiety, that week leading up to it, I felt like I was doing a 7-day shit at Oscar Pistorius' house. So, I get to this nightclub for the very first time, and all my friends are there, and all her friends are there, and they're all watching as I start uppercutting that poor girl's fanny. I was tapping at her flaps like it was a folly keyboard. If you want to picture my technique right, imagine a bloke with Parkinson's playing piano. And that's a true story of how Carly Foster became a lesbian. I got the name Fanny Hacker Jack. I actually became a parent for the second time recently, guys. Thank you very much, I love it. But my first child, he was born in COVID, so I enjoyed the second much more. Any other COVID parents in the room, give us a shout. Yeah, you two went through this then, so it'd be at the birth, you had to have a nurse administer the COVID test. Yeah? Fire it right up your nostril. Honest to God, she sent it in that far. I didn't know if she sent it in that far. I thought she was looking for the male G-spot. I didn't know whether to sneeze. I spunk all over her tits. I probably should have sneezed. I love being a parent though. I think it's brilliant. Like, you don't realise until you have children that like levels of heartwarming moments you can have. It's just that experience in an open to you. And I'll give you an example. So the other day, my son, he ran up to me and he gave me a hug. I embraced him and he wrapped his arms so tight around my neck. And it felt amazing, it was so cute. And then he just whispered in my ear, "I don't like you." Like, what was that for, you little prick? Who does that? Well, the mummy's boys, they are mummy's boys because they were breastfed. That's what I put it down to. Anyway, maybe I'm just a bellend. But yeah, they were breastfed. And there seems to be like, I don't know, a bit of stigma towards breastfeeding nowadays, or so I think. Like when it happens in public, it seems to make other people quite uncomfortable. Which is strange really, because it's natural, isn't it? So if my mum still wants to let me suck her, what's the problem? No, No, she's good, my mum. She looks after the full family. She's really good with us. She does this thing though where like if she makes you something once and you like it, that's it, you're getting breakfast, dinner and tea for the next 2 decades. Is that a mum thing? It's pretty common, isn't it? Yeah? She's doing it at the minute with gammon. We call it Mammy's Hammy. And the full family, we all get stuck into my Mammy's Hammy. Quite chewy, I'll be honest, it can be a chewy hammy. But it's much better than pudding, because then my dad goes in the oven and pulls out his spotted dick. He's stitched me up a lot in my lifetime, my dad. Did anyone else in here, did your dad ever tell you that if you're ever outnumbered and feeling intimidated, that you should smack the biggest? Yeah? You failed to say, not in a job interview. She went down like a sack of shit. He's actually made the headlines twice in my lifetime, as my old fella. Both times it was in embarrassing circumstances. So the first happened when, on his way home from the pub once, he was caught short in someone's front garden, taking a toilet stop basically. But then again, it's pretty hard to do a runner when your pants around your ankles and there's half a Snickers hanging from your ass. I know, dirty bastard. Very embarrassing subject, we would never allowed to bring it up again, never be spoke about. The next time he made the headlines was when a bloke from my town with the very same name as my dad was arrested for being a paedophile. And the paper used the wrong photo. Suddenly, my dad couldn't tell everyone quick enough, I just shit in gardens. He's brilliant, though. I love my dad's dad, my granddad. My granddad on my dad's side is brilliant. He's got that, like, otherworldly wisdom. You know that old guys get where they just, you know, they know a bit more about the universe than you. They've been about longer, haven't they? He's got that about him, so I love spending time with him. And he took me out the other day, sat me down on this sofa, he's reclined the sofa, kicked his legs out. He's gone, son? I said, yes, Grandad. Have you ever wondered why your knob's got that bulb on the end? I was like, no, I haven't, Grandad, but do tell me. He said, so when you get down the short strokes, your hand don't slip off. I was like, Jesus, Grandad, pull your fucking pants up. Last time I take you to PFS. Dirty bastard. I recently discovered I'm a little bit gay working then. Yeah, once a year, a lot of straights in the room. Yeah, I discovered I'm a little bit gay, but figured this out when I started training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Not sure if anyone in the room knows it, but basically it's a martial art, combat sport, physical encounter. And there's this position called North-South, which I can only describe as being a bit like a young man down here. You know, when you first start going with the ladies, and you're not quite brave enough for full contact fingering, your lass is nodding like you're still not. Oh no, he is. Well, he is confident on fingering. Giving him a bit of credit now. Is this your mum? Oh, right. And she's giving him a 10 out of 10 here, eh? Nice, lovely. Well, nice to meet the family anyway. So when I weren't quite ready for full contact fingering, I started with a bit of that through the fabric. And I called it five-a-side fingering. Because it's not quite the big match, but if it was on telly, you won't change channel, would you? Now, North-South is effectively a five-a-side 69. And in my first session of Jiu-Jitsu, I spent 5 minutes crushed under a bloke's North-South, with his nod pressed into my face, and mine pushing hard back into his. And what made me realise my gayness wasn't my erection, although it was standing proud. It was how disappointed I was he was floppy. I'm actually a little bit embarrassed about my penis. It reminds me a lot of a bald cat. Like, it's horrible to look at and it's disgusting to touch, but looks adorable being pet by a pensioner. Which is how I lost my job at the care home. I'm a dog lover as well, working there. Any dog lovers in? Yeah, it's brilliant. I love my dog. It changed my life getting him a proper care for him. I remember when he was a puppy, I was terrified about him getting attacked. And dog owners, give us a shout out, how do you stop a dog attack? Finger up the ball, and the favourite you love. Yes, finger up the arse. That's exactly right. You look online, it says, in order to release the latch of a bite dog, stick a finger up the dog's arse. Now, I'm a responsible owner, so I'm not just going to wait for my dog to get attacked. So now and again, and not every dog, just the ones that look a little bit council house, I've had to insert a provisional finger. And it isn't sexual, I don't even spit on it. And the abuse I've received, you won't believe. Everyone's been calling me a dog nonce. The kids at school have started singing to me son, your dad's got kennel cock. And I left my house the other day, sprayed in giant letters on my drive, it said, the colon retriever. So as you can imagine, it was creating a bit of a tension in my house, a bit of an atmosphere, but what I couldn't deal with was like my dog's reaction, because he kind of got like weirdly jealous. Like if nobody was about, I thought he was like winking at me. I thought, don't be fucking mad, your head's going, like dogs don't flirt. Well then when he started backing and twerking on me, I had no choice then. I had to kill him. And anyway, that's my outside chat, Pedley. Thank you, and have a great